G'day legends, and welcome back to Lippy's Adventures. Today we're kicking off an epic journey from Mundering, deep in the Perth Hills, all the way out to Kalgoorlie, following one of Australia's greatest engineering achievements, the Golden Pipeline. Built in the early 1900s, this massive water pipe was designed to pump life into the goldfields, carrying fresh water over 560 kilometres through some of the harshest outback terrain. We're towing our home on wheels alongside it, stopping at old pump stations, remote towns, and discovering the story behind this legendary pipeline. Hit the like button, subscribe, and come along for the ride. So this is where this one's going to start from. This is the #1 pump station. So the dam we've just been looking over, or the weir wall, that's the water storage that pumps from here, which is an hour out of Perth, in Perth Hills anyway. And so they start from here and then they pump the water all the way to Kalgoorlie. So
500 k's.
Yeah, 500 k's to Kalgoorlie. So this was done in the 1900s.
Late 1890 something. They started
Something like
building
that.
it 1903, I think it was. They finished building.
Yeah, right. Yep. And then in the 1930s they made the weir bigger, so they could the weir wall bigger, so they had more water for irrigation and stuff like that for the farmland. So yeah, we're going to start here and then make our way to Kalgoorlie, and hopefully on the way we're going to find the different pump stations. There's so many pump stations along the way, and we're going to follow it all the way to Kalgoorlie, which is going to be pretty cool for us. I reckon it's a good little venture.
And this is pump #1.
And this is pump #1. This is where this one starts from. So yeah, and just over this way behind us, that's the weir wall, and then yeah, the water's all behind that. And so yeah, we didn't know that the water pumps from so far from Kalgoorlie.
And they call it the Golden Pipeline because it was like gold. Water to them was gold.
Gold, yeah, and then it led to gold. So at the super pit. So yeah, stick around and see what we find on the way. Here's Julie and her favourite activities. Look at all them stairs. She loves the stairs. Look at her go. Wave, dear. Only halfway, keep going.
Take the stairs.
Now that you're all the way up here, this is the end. We've got to go back down.
What? Really?
There's no other way.
Why didn't you tell me at the bottom?
I just wanted to see you get up here. Oh, lucky dear. Look, there is a way up. And guess what? It's more stairs. along, Mr. Crow. You don't need an expensive setup to travel off-grid for long periods of time. Our Jayco has two 160 watt solar panels and a 200 amp hours of lithium. We run gas hot water, a gas stove and a gas fridge. The car's got 200 watt solar panel and another 200 amp hours of lithium, which powers our 80 litre Bushman fridge and Starlink, so we can stay connected wherever we are. In the next few episodes, we'll show you just how long we can stay off-grid with this setup. Alright, so officially back on the road again. You would have seen in the earlier clip that we went to the pump station 1 because we are on our way to Kalgoorlie, and we're going to follow the pipeline all the way along into Kalgoorlie and try and stop at the different pump stations as we go. But for now, we just got out of town, and I'm just checking because we haven't moved for about 4 months. We're just going over everything, make sure it's all good. The brakes aren't heating up, the engine truck, and making sure everything's the way it should be now that we're out of town and back on the road. So, and everything's looking pretty good. Quite happy. But yeah, here we are, 4 months back on the road. Very excited to get this one going. It wasn't long after we left the big smoke of Perth that we started spotting the pipeline running right alongside the road. At times it would switch sides, zigzagging its way across the landscape all the way to Kalgoorlie. Our first stop was Pump Station 3 at Mundering. Here there's a small museum that tells the story of the people who worked on this massive engineering feat. It also shares the history of the earthquake that struck the region, one that nearly wiped out a nearby town and left a massive crack in the ground as a reminder of nature's force. So here we are, our first night back on the road. Nice little spot out here. Don't ask me the name of it. Kalgoorlie, no, some lake, salt lake. But it is friggin' beautiful out here. It kind of has a pink tinge to it. I don't know if it's just the time of the day or whether it's my sunnies or what, but it does look a little bit pink, but pretty happy to be out here. Good little spot for the first night, that's for sure. There's a few vans here. We went a little bit further and found this spot. So we're sort of tucked out here on our own, which suits us to a T. But check it out, look at the lake. It's all a big salt lake. The clouds actually give it quite a good look as well. Not gonna have a fire, I don't think, tonight. The plan was to have a fire, but it is freezing. I don't think I'll be sitting out here even with the fire. We've got the diesel heater in the van, so we'll probably end up tucking up into that. And we have a little bit of a cold too, so it's probably not the best idea. But there's plenty of little fire spots out here. Giddy up, first night back on the road. How good is it? Good morning. To say we've woken up to a fresh morning is a bit of an understatement. I think it says like 5 degrees on the phone. But beautiful morning to wake up to though. Like, we're sitting here at the salt lake and it is lovely. We watched the sun come up. I didn't film it was too cold. I wasn't going outside. The diesel heater's cranking overtime. But have a look at the salt lake this morning. Freaking beautiful. That's a van behind me there. It is lovely. Had a couple of cuppers, but we're going to make our way into Southern Cross, the little town of Southern Cross, this morning, and have a look at what's around there, and then to Kalgoorlie, and we'll stop in there and have a look in it, and then our final stop for the day is going to be Kalgoorlie, where we're going to stay there for a few days and have a look around at the super pit and everything that has to offer there. But this morning, magnificent. I'm just trying to decide. I might get the drone up and have a look, see what happens. I put it up last night, but it was a bit too dark, so maybe I should get up and have a look, see if I can get some good photos.
72-hour free camp. Not a bad spot. You're right in the middle of town. You have to be self-contained, obviously, and it's just a gravel, about 3 or 4 rows. Yeah, perfect place to look around town.
We've just come out to the super pit, the Kalgoorlie super pit, where they're digging up all the gold. Apparently it's about 60 tonnes of gold a day they pull out of here. And this is just a bit of a display of all the old machinery that was used way back when. Some of it's like the 1950s and stuff. So yeah, pretty cool to see some of this old stuff. We'll have a bit more of a look around. Don't know if you can see it, but we've got all the drill rigs down there. They're preparing for another blast. So they drill all the holes, put all the dynamite and explosives in the holes, clear everything out, and then they'll do the blast. But yeah, they've got at least half a dozen drill rigs there, starting to drill holes, getting ready to blow it up and get the next lot out. And then you can see all the dump trucks all up along the top. All the dump trucks running, just constantly goes 24 hours a day. That's one big hole.
The sun don't reach, weary eyes know the light don't pierce. Down in the mine, 40 years, like 40 lives, only whistles blowing to mark the time. Oh,
so we've just come to check out the bush two-up at Kalgoorlie. This is the original two-up that they built during the gold rush days, and they still play it here every Saturday. I think it's must be one of the only places that's legally allowed to do it, but they still do it every Saturday. Obviously today's not Saturday, there's no one here, but yeah, pretty cool bush two-up. Wow, this place could tell some stories, I reckon.
To my pride and escape across that county line.
So that's it, we're at the top of the reservoir where all the water gets pumped to. It is at an elevation of 390 or something, was it Julie? 390 metres or something. It's travelled 560 kilometres, ends up here just so the town of Kalgoorlie and all the gold mines can have water. And there's Kalgoorlie from here. So there it is, there's the pipe down there that's run all that way. We've made it to the end, from the start to the finish.